What kind of hat should you get? Got your Panama hats. Panamas are hand woven, actually woven by a human being. They start in the center. There's concentric rings, and they weave their way outside. They start by chopping down these plants, these toquilla plants. They take the straw and they match them, the colors. They split them, they flatten them, they kind of boil and steam them and soften them up. They do all kinds of stuff to stretch them. When they're all ready, they start weaving, kind of like those guys who roll cigars. They sit at a little table and they just start. It's like a little disc gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Panamas are really cool because of their versatility. You can wear this obviously dressed up, with like the white suit. Everybody thinks of that. But you can wear this with any kind of suit, like a navy suit, black, brown, linen, summer suits, whatever, with a blazer. You can wear this with a t-shirt and shorts, just like me right now. You could wear this with a bathing suit, with jeans, pretty much anything. You can stick the brim up and do kind of like a cool, urban, trendy kind of thing, down, and you could be the elegant guy, do a little bit incognito, flip it down and give it a little bit of a dramatic angle, like that. Gangster lean, whatever you want to call it. You could do the lean, the brim up too. They're versatile, from bathing suit and shorts all the way up to business suit, like IBM business, really starchy business suit. Okay, they're versatile. A hat like this is a hemp hat, depending on the styling, but obviously this is a funky color and a tiny brim, so it's a little less dressy than that Panama. But even if I did something in that same, big, like a 2.5 inch brim or 2 3/8 inch brim, and a more classic color like natural with a black band or brown band, it's gonna have a certain texture to it. It has this kind of ribbed texture, which is a little less dressy. I mean, it's a matter of opinion. I think you can get these very dressy. Like our Chelsea is pretty dressy. A lot of times you see striped Vans on them, and kind of retro things, like a 1950s Florida kind of cool dude. It's like a cool Sinatra era kind of a retro thing. That's what Milan Mylan weaves are all about. You buy a Mylan hat, it has a certain amount of an old-timey feel to it. Sinatra wore tons of those. He just wore so many of them. You could find pork pies, diamonds, fedoras, pretty much anything made out of this stuff. This is infinitely more crushable and strong than the Panama, okay? It has a quality that's stretchy. Let me show you up close, okay? You ready? Okay, watch this. So you could steam this down low like that, or you could steam it high like that. It stretches. Show you from the side. High crown, low crown. Okay, there's a stretch which allows it to flex, so when somebody hits it, it doesn't break, it doesn't split, it doesn't lose its shape, it doesn't crunch. There's no holes in it. It doesn't happen because it's stretchy and it's woven together in a very strong way, and it's a strong material. It's pure fiber. It's hemp. It's like those big fireman ropes that you used to play tug of war with. Do you remember those things? It almost seems like the strongest thing in the world, right? You cannot bite through that or cut through that. It's just, you need like a chainsaw or something. It's made out of that, but they have it in this really super flexible kind of elastic weave, okay? And also when you get up real close on it, there's millions and millions of holes in this stuff. It's just all holes. So there's tons and tons of negative space. It's hard to see, I guess. But, I guess if you shined like a light through it or something, maybe you could see it a little. Yeah, there you go. One of my photo lights here. You see what I'm saying? It's all negative space. Look at that. It almost seems like there's more negative space than positive space sometimes. You don't realize that unless you shine a light through it, though. You see that? Look how much, negative space there is. It's a ton. All right. So it's very airy. There's a little bit more weight. I'm going to say like this. There's a little more weight to a hat like this than a Panama. A lot of it is the fact that this has a leather sweatband. The leather sweat's going to probably almost double the weight. It adds weight to it. But it also prevents you from sweating through it. You don't want to have perspiration stains coming through it on the first day because you have a ribbon band. Some people, it takes a long time to sweat through a hat. Other people, they'll sweat right through it. If you think you're a heavy sweater, maybe just get a hat with a leather sweatband inside, and that should be one of the leading. Let's say we have 30 nice summer hats that just came in, and only 12 of them have leather sweatbands. So, those 12 are the ones you want to look at if you're a guy who perspires a lot. The other thing is, you get the regular ribbon sweatband or cloth sweatband, and you put this Cap Benu sweatband in. I use them all the time. This is what they look like. It's black cotton, a little pillow kind of thing. On the back here is sticker. You peel off the backing, you put it right in the front by your forehead, okay? And it comes between your head, the perspiration, and the hat. So your perspiration never even touches the hat. Goes into the sweat wick. We call it sweat wicks. It's also called a sweatband, we call it too. But these are cotton. They're good to go against the skin, and it's the only thing that'll save your hat from being a big sweaty mess if it's got a ribbon sweatband or a leather sweatband. So that's one of the most deciding factors for me. If you're a guy with heavy perspiration on the forehead, you're going to go right through a ribbon sweatband quickly. What happens is you can get like yellow and brown unsightly stains on the brim, on the ribbon, above the ribbon, below the ribbon, on the brim. You can't get them out. There's no getting them out. I've seen some hacks and people, brushing it with soap and this and that. Maybe you can try, but it's not something I want to do to my, like $100, $200, multi-$100 Panama hat. Prevention is the key, okay? You buy your hat big enough that you could fit a little sweatband in there. So in other words, go a little on the big side. You can go a size bigger and buy Cap Benu, put it in. What I do a lot of times is I just wait till my hat's kind of a little broken in and it's stretched out and stuff, and then I cut my Cap Benu down. They're usually about this long, maybe 10 inches or something, and I cut it smaller. So it's just big enough to cover my forehead pretty much. And I make like a little horseshoe kind of right by my forehead area, just like a, and I don't have a shaved head or anything, so I'm not going to sweat up the back of the hat or the sides, just the front. That's what I do. I cut this down so it's not as tight. It doesn't tighten the hat as much. I'm taking like, 50% or a third of it off, I guess. And I'm waiting till the hat is slightly stretched and broken in before I stick it in. So I wait to see, when I see the first bit of stain, if there's a little bit of salt or something coming through, I know it's time. I put my sweat wick in. These are in the accessories section of JJ Hat Center. You just go to accessories and it's called Sweatbands. It's $5. I don't even know if there's a shipping charge. I think it just goes in an envelope in the mailbox. And they are going to make your hats last and last and last decades rather than a season or two. Leather sweatband is key. Now, as far as hemp versus Panama, it's a look. It's a different look. This has got a kind of a cool look, it's almost like a 1950s, like a Florida cool DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can kind of thing. It's real cool. It's real mod and everything. I love it. Very Sinatra-ish. You know, this is great. It's elegant, it's versatile. You could wear this so many ways. You know, how many rock stars have you seen wearing this? Like David Gilmour's always rocking. Mick Jagger's got tons of pictures in them. And Elton John, his greatest hits album cover had him wearing the Panama on it. There's tons of people wearing them because they're just cool. They're elegant, and they've got a little swagger, a little attitude. And people look at you, you know, the Panama looks like it has some kind of special, there's something cool about it, you know, it's very expensive or rare, or, you know, what's up with that, you know, it's definitely a beautiful hat. There's an intrigue, the fact that they're hand woven by a guy in Ecuador and stuff. You're usually going to see like a little punch in there, like it's a stamp. You burn that in there. That'll say, you know, hand woven in Ecuador and stuff. It just shows that it's real Panama. They do that when it leaves Panama, Ecuador. You know? Another good thing is the reinforcements. If you could get something that's made by, you know, these guys, Bowman, I believe, makes Panamas for, like, you know, lots of custom people. They do it for, you know, everybody. So half the time when you see a Panama in your hands from Kappa's Headwear or from Scala or from Bailey or from whoever, they got their Panamas from somebody else, from Bowman Hats or something. A lot of companies don't make their own straws. They get them from other people. It's just foamed out. So if you could get one with these Bowman reinforcements, it's very good. Other companies have their version of a reinforcement. The idea is Panamas always die right here. They always do, no matter what you say, what you do. It happens from leaving it on the table and say, okay, I gotta go, and you pick it up right there. Well, you don't have to say, I gotta go. You just grab it, though. Everybody grabs it right there hundreds and hundreds of times because it's sitting flat on its brim on the counter. So naturally, you pick it up there. You're not gonna pick it up in the back. It's hard to, all right? But it's wrong. You don't want to, because if you stop yourself in mid-grab, you're really doing a number. There's like little frayed, broken things in there, and you're making it break. It's starting to break here and here. Some of you are nodding your heads because you've had hats like that. They start with two splits here and here. Sometimes it starts with just little kind of little threads of Panama coming out here and here. Then they turn into two little thin razor splits. Then they get into two bigger holes. Then you get a hole here. And then all three holes connect. And then that hole becomes like wider and wider. And then you could get your fist through it. And the whole hat is dead. All of that can go away if you just leave your hat this way. That's it. Don't store your hat this way ever, ever, ever. Firstly, you're going to grab it here. You're going to make holes in the crown here. You're also going to make the crown look bad. You're going to grab it and it's going to be distorted. When I reshape hats, the first thing I do is I open this because everybody always squeezes there. So the hat is pushed together like an accordion. I have to just open it back up. Like, don't grab it there. Panamas are all going to die there. Just know if you lick that habit of grabbing it there, your Panama won't last you like 3, 4, 5 seasons, or however long it lasts you, 2 seasons. It will last almost indefinitely. And we have hats that are like, we don't even know how old this is. My son was born 9 years ago. It's around then. It's about 8.5, 9 years, and it still looks brand new, this hat. The flange fell a little bit because it was stored against the wall like this. It kind of flattened. That's just one steam away. I could just push that up in the front. Push that up in the back. There's still plenty of stiffener here. The steam would do it in literally 30 seconds. So the hat is still pretty much brand new. There's no stains. There's nothing. Not any splits. It's like real perfect. All you got to do is learn that habit. Keep your hat upside down. You're going to grab it how? You're going to grab it by the brim. But more importantly, you're going to grab it in different places. When you grab it here, you grab it in the same exact spot every time. Alright? Take it off the wall, you put it on your head. It's like twice. You put it back on the table at work, whatever, or on a hook, that's 3. You put it back on your head at lunch, put it back down, it's like 5. You take it off to go home, you know what I'm saying? You put it back on the coat rack. So every day you're doing it like 5, 10 times. You're grabbing it here. And 365 days a year, there's thousands and thousands of grabs. And if you do that thousands of times, you're going to make holes. Put your hat this way, you're going to grab it in different places every time. You may grab it kind of in the same place, but not exactly. You'll be like, okay, I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go. It's always a little bit different place. You gotta set it down, you know. So in other words, it's not like a repetitive motion in the same place, wearing it out. Like folding a piece of paper 1,000 times, it's gonna fall apart. That's all over touch. So keep your hat upside down. Your hat will last forever. All right. Put a sweat wick in there. It's called the Sweatbands. We have them in our accessory section. They're $5. Again, trim it down if it's too big. Buy your hat slightly big if you can. And if you can't fit it in, cut the ends off of it. Wait till your hat is a little bit stretched out, worn a little while, and then put the thing in. When you feel that you're starting to get the slightest bit of stain, you know, like slap it in before it gets bad. And usually it won't feel tight. Now, let's talk about hemp versus Panama. Hemp is going to last you forever. There's no chance of it breaking or cracking. It will not. You could abuse it. You could do all this stuff, you know. There's really nothing that will hurt this hat. It's beautifully, beautifully made. This is an example of Stetson at its finest. You've seen me abuse it so many times, and it's still just perfect, you know. They have leather sweatbands. There's a reed in the sweatband. It's going to hold its shape. So it's very flexible, soft, and beautiful, yet solid. It's got some good, you know, structure where it needs it, like right around here and stuff, you know. This hat can be easily stiffened if I want a little bit more, you know, kind of a defined, less soft look. Like if I want to get that flange fix, I could just stiffen the brim and the brim will go back up. I could stiffen the crown too, but I feel almost no reason to. It still looks kind of perfect like that, and it feels more comfortable when it's squishy. They basically start off crunchy and hard, and then once you just go like this and break that kind of initial crunchy seal, it gets soft, and then softer and softer and softer. But same thing, don't leave it on its brim. The brim will flatten out like mine. I actually kind of abuse this one on purpose because I like it a little broken in. Yeah, it needs to be reflanged. I need to just kind of spray it and then just hold it like this, you know, and then we're fine. So yeah, these things, again, they're going to last you way longer because, first of all, you got a leather sweatband. Now, there are Panamas with leather sweatbands, but you got to find a Panama with reinforcements and a leather sweatband, you know what I'm saying? That's good stuff. Some of the European stuff have nothing. Like the Borsalinos have no reinforcements. I think they have cloth sweatbands. You know, that's a little bit more, you know, with the Panama generally, there is not a leather sweatband, but some companies do it, like Stetson. It makes it heavy. It adds a lot of weight. If you saw a Panama with a leather sweatband, the weight is just like, kaplunk. You know, it's really hard. And with a ribbon sweatband or a cloth sweatband, it's light as a feather. So barely anybody does it, but you could always add one of these. That's what I do. I buy my hats a little bit bigger, you know. If you're between sizes, go for the bigger size. Just do it. Don't ever go for anything slightly tight, and count on it stretching. You want extra room, if anything, you know, to put a pad in later on if you need to. That's the only thing that's going to prevent sweat, is going to be one of these things. Some people put little like paper towels, they fold them up and they put it inside the sweatbands in front. They put it right there, just a strip of paper towels. That might work somewhat, but you're still going to get the stains. They tend to permeate through the cotton stitches, and you'll see a circle of sweat, like where there's cotton stitches in the sweat, in the band, ribbon bands. It's more absorbent, the cotton, so the sweat travels through the stitch. It's kind of funny. And gross at the same time. So, your hemp hats are definitely going to be a world more stronger. You can't, I mean, you could step on this thing. You literally can, fold it in half, you could roll it, There's nothing that's going to squish this hat or mess it up. A Panama hat is not like that. But a Panama hat is going to be much lighter. You're going to get a lighter weight, much more elegant, I think. There's an elegance to it. More versatile. You could wear it for super dressy things and look like, the gentleman. Like just, the class itself, personified. But a hemp hat is got a little bit of a Sinatra swagger to it. I think it's elegant in a different way, and kind of a hey Chicago jazzy kind of way, and it's a little more fun. It's fun, like old time 1950s Florida, like those old pink 50s cars with the tail fins and stuff, Cadillacs and stuff. Ever see Sid Barrett's car, the pink one? He had a really nice one. It was awesome. It's got some cool design, like an Art Deco kind of coolness. It's dressy if you do it in a solid band, slightly less with a striped band. But summer is a casual time. Generally, summer's a little bit more casual, so you get a pass, right? You get a pass for that. I think if you want strength and durability, hemp is the way to go. If you want lightness, comfort, elegance, and versatility, this is the way to go. But get the one that has the look that you like, the brim that will work for you. If you need protection, obviously you don't want to get a red face and sunburn because you love tiny brims. Get the brim that performs for you, and get the hat that looks the way you like. Otherwise, you're not going to wear it. You have to design this look for yourself. Otherwise you could just wear anything, baseball cap. The idea is they've got to look good. So get what you like. Make sure the brim is decent enough. As far as Panama versus hemp, one is stronger, more flexible. One of them, I think, is more versatile and lighter. Possibly a little more elegant, too. So, I don't know about versatility. I think the only thing that's more versatile about this is that it goes to the super high dress kind of stuff, where the hemps will do casual bathing suits and everything, and they'll also do dress stuff. This will go a little higher into the elegance department, I think. You could really dress in a beautiful, designer suit, like bam, one of those GQ kind of things. Wear this, brim up, brim down, and just look just right, It's very elegant. And it's cool too, and they look really cool when they get beat up. To be honest, I don't like patching the holes on them. I kind of like the holes. I think they're all right, Somebody sees your old Panama little, they might think you bought it like that. We used to do this thing when we got cracks here. I would take stitches and make these big X's, kind of Frankenstein stitches, make it look like it was stitched sloppy on purpose. And it looks like some LA, designer made your hat and you paid extra for the broken stitched thing, So you do stuff like that, you stitch it there with some like leather rawhide, and then you make some more stitches somewhere else, like on the band or something to like complement it, or, matching like brown feather and brown up here. So you do stuff that looks, but don't try to patch it. Gluing your patch it's bad. It's real bad. Using a sewing needle is sometimes worse because it's like perforating like a bunch of stamps. Like if you perk too many holes, it just falls apart. You don't want to perforate it too much. So if you're going to sew it, you want to sew it far away from the cracks and make those big zigzag kind of Frankenstein, kind of stitches. Because you can't get near the crack with the stitch at all, with the pinholes. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. I'm trying to make my videos a little shorter so that people, can watch them more. So I'm going to